What is up, guys? Truman here. Today we're doing a movie review of the movie that I saw, Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. So the story follows Ethan Hunt and the IMF team that race against time to find the entity, a rogue artificial intelligence that can destroy mankind. So let's talk about the positives. So the positive of this movie is there's a good story. It's well thought out, and it's very the story is really well made. And the other positive is there's good exposition. Like exposition means when you explain in the story what's going on and what's going to happen. So they give like a backstory to everything. So that's what it is. I think it was really well executed in this movie. And so next thing I want to address is the critics. So people say this movie is boring and that there's another movie that came out that's better. It's like a horror movie that came out. They say that that's a better movie than this Mission Impossible movie. But like this movie is boring, but it at some parts it's kind of like too long, but it has a good story and has action in the beginning. So I don't know why these critics says, "Oh, there's no action really in the beginning." There's action scenes in the beginning. They're not long, but there's still action, and it's a way better movie than the horror movie that came out, because the horror movie is just there's no story really, just people dying. But in this movie, there's an actual story. So now the negative is there's not a lot of action. So there's only like three action scenes in the movie. Um, I wish there was more, but yeah, that's one. That's a weak. That's a negative of this movie. But yeah, and also the villain is not as good. It's not the best villain. It's not. There's Gabriel the villain, and then there's the AI, and I think Gabriel's not the best villain in this movie. And like the Mission Impossible series, I don't think he's the greatest villain. Also, um, I think if you compare it to other villains, he's not great. Like I said, he's not better than August Walker. He's not better than Hoffman from Mission Impossible 3. I think they're better villains than him, and yeah. And also, another good thing is I forgot to add up in the beginning was that it's this movie focuses more on the story than the stunts. Unlike Dead Reckoning, the movie that came out before this one, it focused too much on the stunts more than the story. So they made a story. They made a story around the stunts, which I don't think is the greatest idea. But yeah, I that's what I liked about this movie is they focus more on the story than the stunts. And so yeah, so I would give this movie a 6 out of 10 and a 3 out of 5.